Mic, check 1 2 1 2. Welcome to Planet Lovetron, Thomas Game Podcast. What number this is?
30, number 30.
Episode 30. We finally in the 30s. You out of the 20s. How you doing this evening, dear?
I'm a little disappointed about the verdict, but we won't get into it.
Absolutely.
How are you?
I feel the same way. We're get into it real soon. A little frustrated, but we gotta get by sometime. Somehow, some way we're gonna get by.
We will. We won't stop.
The words of Sam Cooke, change gonna come. And I go by the name of
DJ Realm Life.
And here, with the one and only wifey.
You know my name. It's just Tiffany. You know my name. It's just Tiffany. You know my name. It's just Tiffany. It's better half.
In episode 30. And of course, everybody listening out there, if you haven't already, please subscribe. All you gotta do is hit that red button that says subscribe, and also hit the notification bell. Every video that's posted, you will get a notification. Also, you can check us out on that other platform that Joe just left, but it's all good. We still with him for now. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and other listening platforms as well.
All right, cool. Oh, and you guys, I know you heard it on our last episode. Our daughter did her first virtual launch for her business, so make sure you guys check that out. She is now a personal representative of the Body Shop. I know a few of you guys are familiar with that company. We created a website for her, so you guys can go directly to the website and purchase some of the products. They smell great.
What's the give them the IG page?
Oh, it's still under construction, but it is T Wash Lee. Go to T Wash Lee. Can you put it in the?
That's I will.
Okay.
Yeah, and the video will be shown. So that's the Instagram page.
That is the Instagram page.
Do you know the no? Okay, so for right now, we could go to the Instagram page and we could take it from there.
Mm-hmm. And the link to the website is
in the bio.
Posted. Yeah.
Okay, so the link is in the bio to go to the website. Give them the name of it.
Excited for her.
Give them the name again for the Instagram page.
T Wash Lee, and my daughter's 13. She does not manage that Instagram. Her uncle, who's been helping her through the whole process, he's managing it.
So watch what you say on there.
Yeah,
watch what you say basically. Yeah.
But I'm so excited. You know, you can't wait to see how this all turns out for her.
Shout out to her. Proud of her. So. All right.
Let's get into
Let's get to it.
It's just sad and unfortunate. It's heartbreaking.
I'm gonna pull it up on online because I want to make sure I get all this stuff correct. But if you haven't heard, the verdict
for one of three of the officers,
right, was was he even charged? I don't think he was
indicted for what is it? Wanton of endangerment.
Never heard of it before. So
the max sentence is 5 years.
Yeah, 1 to 5 years with a $15,000 fine. So I guess it's similar to reckless endangerment. So I never heard of wanton endangerment.
But that's because they were shooting in the neighbor's apartment.
Right, a neighbor that had a mother and a child in that apartment.
So there is still no justice for her, for Breonna Taylor.
No, and I want to say some stuff. I'm gonna be that man tonight. For me, I'm not surprised. Knew it was going to happen. Didn't know that the charges that the guy was going to get, which is nothing. But I knew full justice wasn't going to happen with me with the $12 million. That right there told me.
Yeah, they settled with the family?
Yes, the family settlement was the biggest in the city. Usually those settlements, which is a civil suit, happens after the verdict. It happened before, so that was a sign right there. Being that it was the highest, that was the sign. And prior to today, it was already a state of emergency for that city, which also tells me that they knew what the verdict was going to be. So they anticipated.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
My bad. Sorry.
So they anticipated that something was going to happen because if there was justice was going to be served, you wouldn't have a state of emergency for the city. So with those two things right there, I knew justice wasn't going to be served.
Right. And all that basically telling us is that her neighbors are worth more than her own life. The neighbors didn't die.
Right. Yeah, no, not the neighbors. The property is worth more than her life.
Right.
That's
But
basically
I'm just
what they're
saying
saying.
because the neighbors were in the apartment at the time of the shooting, this guy was indicted for endangerment. But
Wanton endangerment,
whatever,
aka reckless
yeah.
endangerment. Usually that charge is due to property.
That's so heartbreaking, though. My heart goes out to her family. It's not fair, but it doesn't stop here, you guys. We gotta keep fighting and just keep going, keep pushing through. Get out there and vote. Cannot stress how important it is to vote, especially during times like this.
This might scare people away. I'm just gonna say that.
What, voting?
Yeah, I feel like the younger people may feel like the system is broken, which it is, and it may steer them away.
Those are two different things. Now, when you're talking about voting for change and not voting, I mean, which one are you think is going to be more effective? You sitting at home not voting, or actually getting out there to vote?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to vote, but we have to do more than just vote.
Right.
It's just not enough.
But it definitely starts with voting. I mean, all those people who are at the protest for her and for George Floyd and for all the killings from, police officers, you guys got to get out there and vote, make a difference. And not just for the president, but for the judges, for the local offices, everybody. It makes a difference.
And I want to say this. Been hearing stuff, been having discussions. I don't want to hear no excuses.
No, there's no excuse for this.
I don't want to hear about the guys that Breonna Taylor was dating.
It doesn't matter.
I don't want. If she had no gun in her hand, if she wasn't doing no crime, she didn't deserve to die. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. She didn't shoot at the cops. So I don't want to hear nothing about her dating record and all that stuff, trying to justify her being killed. There's no excuse. We have to be accountable for our actions. Those pigs were wrong. Those pigs were wrong.
Being murdered.
Plain and simple. We have to stop making excuses for these cops. Other cops out there listening. Stop justifying your brotherhood making mistakes. We're human. You're wrong. That's just what it is. Sean Bell, was he a criminal? No.
Breonna Taylor was asleep.
Eric Garner, was he a criminal?
Regardless of her choices in life, her choices in men, her past, nothing warrants her death. None of that warrants her death. None of that gives people the right to just take a life. It's not right. Where's the justice?
We can't keep making excuses. The autistic guy that got shot by the cop, that the cop got acquitted, was he a criminal? No, it was bad judgment on the cop because he thought a white truck was a gun and still shot.
What was that?
This was 2 years ago. Remember in North Miami?
Well, he shot at the caretaker.
He tried to shoot the autistic guy,
right,
and he hit the caretaker.
Yeah, I remember that.
His initial target was the caretaker.
Right.
But bad judgment by a cop.
Mm-hmm.
And we could go on and on and on.
Yep.
George Floyd, I don't care what he did in the past. I don't care what they found in his system. I don't care about none of that. When you bring this up, you're justifying and making excuses. He shouldn't have died. Plain and simple. All you cops out there, you worse than the criminals who justify this. You're wrong. And we're not saying all these people are saints because they're not. But if you are justifying these cops that's doing wrong, you worse than the damn criminals. And since I was 9 years old, it's going to forever be F the police. And that's how these people going to feel. Not all you, but all you crooked cops and all you cops that sit back and allow it, F the police. There's going to be war out there. Don't want it. Hope we're wrong. But it's going to take some innocent cops to get knocked off for y'all to listen. Because people don't believe in the system. If we call the cops and then want to go to court and then we don't win in court, what's next? Street justice. Hope I'm wrong, because I don't want to see nobody else get killed. But how much can we take? How much?
Right. And the most popular post that I see right now is, Breonna, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that your neighbor's walls received justice before you did.
The property is more important than an innocent person's life. We want to send out our prayers and condolences to that whole city of Kentucky, to Breonna Taylor's family. Like when stuff like this goes on, you don't give black people hope. Shout out to the NBA. Shout out to all the sports organizations that kept our name alive, that keep pushing. And all you millennials, all Gen X or Z, whatever y'all are, don't give up. Keep going. I've been stopped messing with pigs. And I don't hate all cops. I got family members and friends. Shout out to Steve in Neptune, New Jersey. What up? And all my other friends and relatives. But yeah, I gotta start making excuses for cops. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I agree.
Things are sweet until it come in your backyard. Cops, white people, etc. Then you'll understand. Like, this is ridiculous. I don't want to hear about what she did in elementary school and all that. It's irrelevant.
Well, we moving on from this, you guys. We do have some good stuff that we want to share with you guys. We want to go live. We got some fun topics actually. So on a lighter note, let's get into that. We got a lot of suggestions this time, a lot of feedback of different topics you guys wanted us to discuss. So if we don't get a chance to go over everything, we'll save some for the next podcast because you guys sent a lot. So thank you everybody who participated and sent us some ideas.
And if people listen out there, if you want to send any ideas, suggestions, stories that you would like us to go over, you can also contact us at thethomasgang2020@gmail.com. Again, that's thethomasgang2020@gmail.com.
Okay, so one of the suggestions or topics that came across our
I'm trying
IG.
to go live now.
Oh, you still trying to go live?
Yeah.
Well, I'll get into it because it's a lot. Should you have sex before marriage? That was one of the topics. And I'm going to get into the poll because we did a poll to see how many people think you should, how many think you shouldn't. Okay. Should you have sex before marriage? Let me find it.
I thought you already had it already up.
Okay. 62% of people said no. 38% said yes.
62 said yes, you should have sex before marriage.
62% say you should not have sex before marriage. 38% said yes.
Really?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm reading it backwards.
Let's get it together.
62% said no. Am I right?
Yeah. Okay.
Or maybe it's just my understanding, because what I'm trying to say is you should have sex before marriage. You gotta test it out and make sure the thing works.
IG Live. What up, Huff?
Hey, Huff. We asked the question: should you have sex before marriage?
And let's try to. Let me see it.
Should you wait to have sex before marriage? Should you wait to have sex before marriage? 62% said no. You should not wait.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. 38% said yes, you should wait.
Okay. So what do you feel about that?
I mean, it's the biblical thing to do, but in these days, no, it's hard to do. I mean, that's something that both of you would have to be dedicated to. I mean, that's a pretty big commitment if you guys choose to celibacy before marriage. It's not for me, I'm gonna be honest. And I do believe that I am a Christian. I am a Christian, but that's something that I couldn't do.
Let me see what Huff says. I can't be a hypocrite and say yes.
I mean, right. I mean, it's the right thing, I guess, the most biblical thing, but But I would love to hear from the people that say, yes, you should wait.
I'm going to say no. You shouldn't wait. Like anything else, you should try it before you decide to make a commitment to it, whether that's sex. When you go get a car, you don't just go buy the car off the lot. You got to test drive the car. You got to see how it feels and how it smells and check out all the features and test them.
Yeah.
This, that, and the third. You go look at a house. Before you purchase a house, you have to look at the house and the maintenance and upkeep and everything. In the world we live in, it just, it is impossible to be in a situation and not have sex and wait until marriage. These days and times, it is impossible to do it.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
gonna be
agree.
honest with you. It like you can't go on. Like sex is a big deal in relationship these days.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So that was one of the topics. Another topics which we seem to get this a lot. I know we had talked about it earlier in the beginning. I think the second episode is social media bad for relationships. So we're gonna revisit this topic today since a lot of people have been asking. Is social
What do
media
people
bad?
say?
It was 50-50 on that.
Really?
Mhm.
50-50.
Yep. 50-50 on that question. But I can see it both ways. I think if it's new, like if your relationship is new, you might not want to just rush to post the person that you're with right away.
Why not?
You don't know if it's gonna be a long relationship. I mean, you want to wait till your relationship is a little solid.
When you say when you say post, like post what? Like does it depends on what they posting, or just anything in general when it comes to posting?
They said, "Oh well, to be specific, they said should you post your relationship? So I guess a picture of you and your boyfriend or girlfriend."
Okay, Puff. I was about to say Puff. Huff says it can if you let it, and I agree with that.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the individual.
I always say, man, it's not social media; it's the individual.
Right.
Guns don't kill people.
But that's why I say you might want to wait till you know your relationship is solid. Because it can get a little messy. And if you're not built for that, built for all the drama that's going to come your way, then that's something you may not want to introduce in the beginning of your relationship.
And everybody, you don't agree with this, but everybody is not with social media when it comes to putting out your personal business out there. So that could be an issue.
So that could probably be a argument
Absolutely,
in a relationship
yeah.
where, one person might feel like, oh, we should post us. We should have put our relationship out there. The other person might say, well, I'm private. So that's a conversation that you and your the person that you're with has to have. It should never be a deal breaker though. It shouldn't come to, well, if you can't post me, then we just can't be together.
Right.
It should never set the tone of your relationship. I mean, if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. It's not that serious to me.
Yeah, Shonda's on here. Repeat the question for Shonda. What up?
Is social media bad for your relationship?
Shonda, let us know what you think. These days and times, if you grown up in social media, you kind of have to expect not everyone, but it's a big deal, as I had to learn. It's public affection. A lot of people like it.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people say, hey, if it ain't on Instagram, it ain't real. Some people live by that.
I mean, and that's one way. It's just so many different ways that you can look at it. Because I also know that some people feel like they're being hidden or they're hiding something or it kind of, I don't want to say solidifies the relationship, but it makes it seem real because okay, well, if you're posting me, then there can't be anybody else.
It's public affection.
Right.
Yeah, it's basically, instead of holding hands in public affection, you put a picture up and, it definitely can be a problem, man.
It could be it's just what you make it. To me, for us, it's a good thing. We love each other, so we're proud too. We're proud of us. We like to show our relationship, put our relationship out there. But if it turns into something negative, it's not worth arguing about.
Let me see. Shonda says, nope, I don't think so. As long as you're respectful,
right,
it shouldn't be an issue. I agree
and that's
with that.
another thing. You have to be respectful to the person that you're with.
Yeah, I agree with that. Cisco, what up, man? Congrats to you.
Cisco, what you think? It's
repeat the question for me.
Social media bad for relationships?
That's a good question, man. You got to be on the same page when it comes to that stuff. Again, some people like to be on there more than others, and
that's another thing too. You have to know the person that you're with. So if you know the person that you're with is not really big on social media, even though they may have a page, but they're hardly on there or they're hardly posting things on there, you can't really make a big deal about it. Now,
right.
If they're out there posting everything but you, I could see where it could be an argument.
Still, public stuff. Some people will post their dog or doing whatever else, but some
And you
people
want
are
to make the
private
person
when it
that you're
comes to
with
that.
feel comfortable, and you want to make them feel secure. Because, like I said, some people look at it as if they're hiding something, or that you're just ashamed of them, or you don't want people to know that you guys are together. So then it makes you wonder, well, what's the big deal? So you start, women.
Basically, yeah. I'm glad
Women
you.
start,
I'm glad you said that.
questioning
Cisco
their
said.
motives.
Cisco said, "Yeah, it can be." What's up, Steph? Steph just joined us.
Hey, Steph.
Yeah, it's definitely y'all on that. I don't,
But I've heard it both ways. I can't just say
Yeah.
it's women. I've heard it both ways, where some men get
Have you?
mad. Yeah,
If you don't post them,
I've heard some men that say,
they ain't had no father figures in their life.
you
I
always
don't
go
know.
back to that.
What the? You mad because
It's
your
just
girl
something
don't
that
post you?
it's people in general. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with gender, age. I'm telling you, this is a universal thing that affects everybody.
Hold on now. This Cisco, this social media crap is bad for relationships. Let us know why, Cisco. And Cisco, let me ask you this too. Would you get mad if your girl don't post your Instagram? Let me see what Ashonda says. They be like, post me, so I know it's real. Yeah, they do. That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
But I'm
I've
telling you, it should
always,
never be a deal breaker when it comes to your relationship. It's not that serious.
like I said, for some people it is. It's public affection. You better put me on there. If it's not as real, show me off. It's a big deal nowadays.
Because now if you're looking at it like that, you're already going into it as if you have something to prove to somebody. Like, who are you trying to prove it to? And if you already think that they're out there maybe messing around with somebody else, then you got to take a look at your relationship. That has nothing to do with social media.
Cisco says, hell no. I'm just, let me see. Okay, boss ass Sean, I'm sorry.
Hey, cuz.
Social media sucks because in your relationship you shouldn't need the validation of others. Hold on now. Hold on, let me give you something. That's my point right there. That's great. You really don't. It's instant gratification. A lot of people just like to show off, guys or girls like to show off to other people and do all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah, I agree with that. People are caught in the matrix. I agree with that, Cisco. Sean says it should be a us thing and not us against the world. Oh man, I gotta give you another one. Who is it? Who is this?
Sean,
I don't know
that's cousin. Remember we went to Georgia and she made the I'm sorry I gotta refer to this, but she made that bomb ass conch salad. Cause we need some more of that conch salad. It was so good.
I didn't have any, but I don't. But
you remember Cousin Pooh, right?
Yeah.
I hate to say the joke that they was messing with him.
His wife.
That's his wife.
What's up, cuz? Tell Pooh we said what's up. But yeah, you're absolutely right, man. If your relationship is tight and there's no insecurity and there's y'all on the same page, it shouldn't matter about what anybody else think. You shouldn't seek love or anything for anybody else but besides your partner. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right, absolutely. Look at you.
So hold on, let me give myself some on that. That's a first. 3 times in a row. Oh man.
So following that question, somebody else wanted to know, what are the pros and cons of posting your significant other on social media?
Pros and cons.
Yeah.
Oh, let me ask you. What do you think pros and cons are? I could think of some.
The pros.
Yeah.
You never know who you might influence. You might influence somebody else. It's good to see happy people instead of negative stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's just what you make it. I can see where the cons would come in, because now people are going to start commenting. They're going to have so much to say about your relationship.
Yeah.
And especially in the beginning, if this is a new relationship, you might get one of those, oh, I know him, girl. You know, he used to mess with such and such. And then you start getting all these random DMs.
Yeah.
And when people know that you're in a relationship, the DMs come in times 2.
Yeah. Cisco says there are none.
I mean, it's like I said, it's just what you make it. It's just what you make it.
Sean says pros. You can show appreciation for that person.
Right.
They might be inspired. Yeah, we said that.
You can show appreciation, and when things do come up, because with social media is not going to go anywhere. So that other person might also have a business page. You want to talk about the do's and don'ts. in your relationship when it comes to social media, so that both you guys are on the same page, both you guys have the same expectations.
Yeah.
So that could be some of the pros, that you guys, you know, post something and let's say I get a DM and the DM inappropriate and I found out, you know what, my man might not want me DMing you no more.
Yeah. I don't need no appreciation on social media. I can have it outside. I would like it better. Let's see. Sean says cons, people in your business.
Right. Oh,
Absolutely.
that's the biggest one.
That is the biggest one.
That is the biggest one.
That's
what I'm saying. You guys got to be solid. If you guys are going to take that step, I mean, this is a big deal.
Cisco. It's mostly women with that show off nonsense. He said it. And I hate to be that man tonight, but I agree. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say it's always just all women, because guys have trophy women and Instagram models, and they like to show it off to, you know, to other dudes, which is corny, I think. But the pros and cons for me, I agree with the inspiring other people, especially black folks. You could show other people, you know, black love. You know what I'm saying?
Black love.
Yeah. It's great. If it's real, it's great to look at. It is inspiring. The cons is, like your cousin said, people on your business. It could bring, you know, people who don't belong in there. A lot of jealousy, a lot of envy. You know, it could be stuff that's not true, and try to throw a monkey wrench in your situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's the definitely, and that's a big con. You know, as far as relationships and social media, it can, you know, once the devil come in, it's hard to get the devil out. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That is true.
And like I said, it will have to be true. If someone says, "Hey, I used to do this," or "He was over here," or like.
But y'all gotta be stronger than that. Once y'all take that next step and you guys agree to like post your relationship, y'all gotta be strong, because people are gonna come at you with that negative energy.
Oh, hold on now. Shonda says, normal posts I get about 70 likes. I post my dude almost 200 likes because people are in my. Hold on. I got to give you two, Shonda. You dropping jewels, and I got to give you applause on that, because that is so true. Don't get me started on that.
But I also think that people like to, some people that are cool with you like to see you happy.
I'm going with cuz.
It's just people.
I'm going with
people
cuz.
being nosy.
People being nosy.
Right.
Post your business up. See how many likes you get.
Right. No.
Post your personal business up and see how many likes you get. And you know this, Cisco. You know what I'm saying? People. Let me read what Shan said. If they want what you got, they're gonna try to break it up. That is true.
Oh yeah.
People don't. I hate to say it.
They have no respect.
They have no respect, but people don't care. People don't care. People care more about your business,
right?
Your personal business. They, you know, or any kind of drama. If you put something there that's drama worthy or negative, they're gonna be, oh, girl, he did what? What you call him doing what? Put something there about your business. They'll look at it because they don't believe in you. They just care about your business.
Doesn't spark their interest.
They're stupid. I say it all the time. Instagram is stupid. Some of the people on Instagram, no, not you guys. You guys are cool.
Clean that up.
I'm gonna say it. Some of you guys on Instagram are just stupid. People put fake IDs. It'll happen to me. Put fake pictures with their, you know, different IDs to see what you're doing. It happens. So yeah, Shonda, exactly right. Yeah, people are on your business.
Yeah.
People don't. Let me see. Sean says, people don't even respect marriages anymore. They don't.
No, they don't.
They don't. Let me see, Cisco. Some of that social media happy family post be a lie. Anyways, Instagram is a lie.
Yeah.
It is.
That's just life in general. People be posting stuff, and it's just like behind social media, that's not who they are.
You buy some clothes, it still got the tag on it. You post a picture and you take it back the next day.
What?
I ain't lying. Yeah, it's all a facade.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's all social media is. For some, not everybody. Some, you know, it's real and you know who the person is, and then others are just like, that ain't your life.
If you have it, use it wisely. You know what I'm saying? I would prefer, you know, to use it as a marketing tool. You know, if you decide to put your business up there, you know, make sure you and your significant others on the same page and your bond is tight, so nothing in there can mess that bond up.
Right.
I mean, if
He's
that breaks
solid.
if that breaks it up, then your bond wasn't that strong to begin with. That's what I say. Look around and see who following you.
And just have respect. Everybody. Both you guys need to have
You
respect
can't
for
speak
each
for
other.
nobody else. As long as you two have respect
Right.
for each other, you have no
Right.
control of what anybody
Yeah,
else
you don't
does.
have control
Yeah.
about everybody else.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
That's all that is. You got to have respect for each other. Cisco says, "Fake it till you make it." Exactly. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of cheaters out there. There's a lot of people getting beat up, but they'll post a picture like they're happily, married.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all fake. Instagram's a liar most of the time. Nosy people. Yeah. And I see y'all, man. I see y'all out there.
Some people live for Instagram. Like, they get into relationship just so they can post it on Instagram so they can
me tell
get
you
Instagram
something.
attention.
We win the lotto or something tomorrow, I'm getting off Instagram. You hear me? This is all business for me. I'm getting off of here. You know what I'm saying? What you got next over there? So, and
Okay.
people YouTube, let us know what you think. Leave comments on that.
So somebody else, off the social media topic, somebody else left a topic. They said, my baby mama asked me to help her move. I agreed, but my new girl has a problem with it. I don't know why. Following that post, I put a question. Should he help the baby mama move? 54% said no. 46% said yes. So you first.
Should somebody help their baby mama?
Should he help the baby mama move? But the girl he's with has a problem with it.
As she should. But no, you shouldn't help the baby mama move. The hell with that.
Most of the men said no.
Yeah,
Like,
why
I'm looking at
would
some
you?
of the responses.
Why would you? Like, if you're not with her no more, all the baby mama privileges are off. It's over. Call them niggas you with now. You got uncles,
What
you
if
got
she
brothers.
Not with nobody.
Oh, go rent one. Do whatever you know what I'm saying. Do what you gotta do.
Where's she gonna rent
all
one
the
from?
all the privileges that you had, we were together, is over. Like, ain't no helping moving.
Yeah,
What the
I mean,
hell?
I'm sitting here laughing, but
You are
I
a fool.
somewhat agree with you. When you're in a relationship with somebody, you have to consider their feelings. If you're not in a relationship and they call and you want to help, cool. But when you're in a relationship and the person that you're with has a problem, you can't always jump to say that they're insecure, because again, this is a baby mama is still an ex.
For a reason.
Okay, exes are still a part of your past. You don't owe her nothing. You're not obligated to do anything for her.
Hell no.
You just have a child with this person.
Hold on now.
So-
see, Sean, I was with you up until here. If it benefits the child, then yeah.
Well, he can watch the child. That's how I look at it. He watches the child. She needs to figure it out. She's still an adult. She's still grown. I think that he needs to talk with his new girl first, because the new girl honestly is the feelings he needs to consider, not what the baby mama needs. The child is okay. I mean, we don't know the situation in depth, but the child is not living out of a box.
He don't need to talk to nobody. The answer is no.
Right.
The
If you
answer's
don't
no.
want, no, I'm just saying, but he agreed to do it. So obviously there was no ill feelings between him and the baby mama.
There's a lot
but
of niggas in the world.
it's
you could
not
get.
just the baby mama who you have to consider. You have to consider this new person that you're building a relationship with. You want to make them comfortable. You want to make them feel secure, but talk to her. See what the issue is. See why she doesn't want you to do that. You know what I mean? You guys got to have those conversations as
It's common
adults.
sense though. It's
Right.
common sense. As a
You
man,
have
you
to
would not
respect the person that you're with.
you would not want your girl to go back to your baby daddy doing anything. That's
Because
just
he
common
might not
sense.
know how to cook. Can you come cook this for me? Because
Yeah, that's
we
crazy.
ain't got no food over here. No, sir.
Yeah, you better call it. That's why it's a bunch of moving services that you could call.
Right,
You know
call
what
a
I'm saying?
moving service.
Go,
Call somebody.
go rent you a A-Haul or U-Haul
Bring the
truck.
baby over here. I'll watch them while you figure it out.
Call one of the neighbors or something. You know what I'm saying? Put on some short shorts and maybe some niggas will help you out. You can do that, but
Yeah. I mean, but that's just my opinion. I mean, I wouldn't do it. And to be honest, I'm not that type of woman to go ask my baby father, hey, knowing that he's in a relationship, can you help me move?
hold on. Let me see. Green's Finest. What up, Al? Al says, hell no. He don't need to talk to nobody. He don't need to help her move or anything. He make his own choices. If he do it, he better, and as better as BTA.
But I'm just saying, if
Wait, hold
he's-
on. He don't have to get with his new girl and ask.
No, he doesn't need to ask. But what I'm saying, if she has a problem with it, then you do need to consider her feelings. That's what I'm saying. You have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
consider the
yeah.
person that you're with.
Well, yeah. If he wanted to help his baby mama,
Right.
yeah, you would ask your new girl, hey,
You need
how
to,
would
you
you
do.
feel? Yeah,
Respectfully, you do.
but he's a damn fool if he was gonna do it anyway. He's an idiot. Let me see what Sean says. Sean says, I am saying, monitor if she ain't got nowhere to stay.
I mean, if she, again, that's not his responsibility.
Yeah, it's
But
not.
if he does not have somewhere to stay, again, you still have to check with that new girl. Be like, look, work, y'all, all three of y'all need to work something out. He just can't neglect his new girl because his baby mama need something.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with the child. If she has nowhere to stay, give me the child. The child can stay with me,
Cisco,
and you figure it out.
Cisco, I agree. Cisco said it shouldn't even be a topic.
It shouldn't. It
No
shouldn't.
one's gonna help out their baby mom if they're not with them no more.
Some do. Some still help out
And you're
those
fools.
exes.
I
And
agree,
I'm sorry.
Cisco.
Sometimes it has
That-
nothing to do with the children. Some
Cis-
of them still help.
Cisco
help them out.
says that's her problem. I agree. We ain't working out. Ish. I agree, Cisco. Go get your new
For
niggas.
lack of better words.
Get your daddy. Get your uncle. Don't call me. Only call me for our child. There you
I
go.
agree.
All right. Thank you, IG watchers, for joining
Anybody
us.
else had something to say about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Before we go, IG, do you guys have anything? I mean, this is a really easy topic. You know,
Not for some.
The answer's
You'll
hell
be
no.
surprised. Some people struggle with this.
YouTube, let
in
us
their
know.
relationship.
Leave comments. Let us know what you think. Thank you, IG, for joining us. You get catch the rest of this, of course, on YouTube. If you haven't subscribe to us. So, peace.
So we have another story, a really good story that we're going to share with you. And we want to know what you guys think about this. It's a long story, and I think my husband is going to read it, so bear with us.
Wow.
No,
If
I'm
you
just
want
saying
to-
because you're pulling it up. Why you're pulling it up? I'm
No,
telling the
you know
people to
what?
bear with us.
No, you go ahead and read it. Go ahead. Because you already got it up, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, pull it up right quick.
All right. Ooh,
Whoa, you
excuse
making
me.
noises? Like, come on now.
I just took a sip
Come
of my
on,
drink.
man.
Okay.
Come on.
All right, so y'all check this out. This is a crazy ass story too. I'm gonna read it, and I don't know who this is, but my heart goes out to this young man. It says my wife and I got married 2 months after I found out that she was pregnant. We hadn't been seeing each other for very long, but I wanted to do the right thing and make sure that my child would grow up in a proper family unit. Over the years, I actually ended up falling for my wife, so it seemed like everything would be perfect. I had a beautiful little girl, a wife who I thought loved me, and a very well-paying job. Fast forward to a few months ago, I discovered evidence that my wife was sleeping with at least 2 other men before we got married.
Woo!
Yeah. I tried to forgive and forget since we weren't exactly a couple at that time.
Whore.
But then, stop, don't do that.
Go ahead.
But then the suspicions got to me. My daughter and I look nothing alike. Family and friends have always joked that maybe she was switched in the hospital, but slowly I came to the realization that my daughter may not be mine. Oof. Shortly after that, I ordered a paternity test, and as you can probably tell by now, she's not mine. A second paternity test later, I completely fell apart. I didn't let anyone else except my parents know what was happening, but it was like the perfect life that I had tried so hard to build was falling apart around me. I became depressed and even started drinking. During this time, I didn't know what my next step would be, so I didn't tell my wife. With my parents' help, I picked myself back up. She must have known that there was a chance that I wasn't the father. I think she chose me specifically out of all of her lovers because she knew that I would be able to provide for her and the child provide the best life for her and the child.
Scandalous.
Reconciliation is out of the question, but I can't divorce her. She's never had a job and only has a high school education, so that would mean I would be absolutely decimated with alimony. To make matters worse, my lawyer says that it's unlikely I'll be able to disestablish paternity after 8 years, so she'd be getting child support payments too. In short, I don't have to give up half my paycheck when the last thing I want to do is support my wife for another 8 years.
Wow. That's a lot. Let me go
It
first on this one.
happens.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Feel sorry for this guy. She's a whore. I'm just gonna just say it. This is nasty. That's just nasty. But
Yeah, that's awful.
and I'm gonna be serious because I don't think a lot of people understand that it's not good, you know, for a father to think that he has a child and find out he doesn't have a child.
Yeah, it's not good for him
It's
or
awful.
the child.
It's awful. It's definitely it's for the child as well. I would tell him, man, you had good intentions. You know, your wife was pregnant. You try to do it the right and traditional way. You married her. Kudos to you on that. But you definitely need to get a divorce. I mean, I don't encourage a divorce, but she was unfaithful, and this is not your child.
Well, that's not his problem. He wants a divorce.
Yeah.
It's what's gonna come with it.
Right. Well, two things he need to do: get a better lawyer, get a second opinion, because when you get a divorce, it's mandatory that you get a paternity test. So he might want to get a different attorney. I wish I knew where he reside at. He didn't say, because nowadays in certain states, you could put that as a reason for a divorce, and the spouse that was cheating is responsible for the breakup. That'd be great if they.
I mean, I'm sure his attorney probably went through all the.
He could get another one. He could get another one.
Yeah, but
That's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if it's in writing and it's on paper and those are their state laws where he, no matter what, has to pay her.
Depending on what state you are.
Because even if I think in some states, if you sign the birth certificate, even if you're not the father, you're still responsible for that child.
Yeah, certain states.
So you gotta, you gotta consider all of that stuff.
Yeah, he needs to get a second and third opinion on that. He should not have to suffer and definitely pay for a child that's not his because his wife wasn't being faithful.
No, I completely agree with that. I mean, that's just terrible. That's not fair for him or the child. My heart really goes out to that child because what if they developed a bond?
Right, and that's tough,
Like you're not only lying to your husband, but you're lying to your child about who their father is.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of person is that? Who does that?
A whore, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
nasty.
there's nothing I can say. I can't even defend her at this point. That's just terrible.
If you gotta figure out who the father is, you got this 3 different guys. That's nasty. That's nasty, man.
I mean, it happens. I'm not judging her for that.
No, I ain't judging her, but she's a whore.
My thing is the fact that you probably knew. My thing is you knew he wasn't the father.
Yeah, he said it.
And you let him go along with this lie?
Yeah. And what's crazy is he might have stayed if it sound like with this story, I can't speak for everybody. He might have stayed if she was straight up with him.
But he only married her because she was pregnant. Because remember, he didn't fall for her until after the marriage. Yeah. But he decided to marry her, even though they were not together. When he found out she was pregnant, they weren't together. He married her 2 months after. Yeah. So he wouldn't have stayed, and she knew that. She wrong for that.
Dead wrong. I definitely would say, man, get you a second and third opinion. See about if you could get the paternity test and you can use it as you should have. Again, depending on what state, different laws as far as you sign a birth certificate, but get you a different lawyer. Delete his number.
Right. And I mean, if she's a decent, clearly she's not.
Hell no.
If she wanted to right her wrong, you shouldn't even make him go through any of that.
Exactly. They need to, it should be a crime for that.
Like, where's the damn decency? Like,
there is none. It should be a crime.
Yeah, you're right.
It should be a crime.
That should be.
It should be
Women,
punishment
I'm
for
telling you, if you guys are out here lying about who the father of your child is and and you're telling somebody that it's not, that should be a crime. As a matter of fact, I've always said, I don't care married or not. When you have a baby with somebody, a DNA test needs to be mandatory. Done right at the time of birth. Because it don't only fucks up the man's life, but your child.
Exactly.
That is not fair to anybody.
Not at all.
Nobody should be born into something like that.
Right. I agree with that. It should be. Let me give you something like that.
Can you imagine if that was you? Man. If your parents lied to you about who your father was? And then you
find out years later that, I'll be pissed.
Or even as a child, finding something out like that as a child, that is devastating. Yeah. It's not worth it.
Children deserve way more than that.
And it's not worth it for what? So he can take care of you?
Yeah. That's disgusting.
So he can take care of the child. Get your lazy ass up and take care of your child and do what you're supposed to do as a mother.
Exactly. Yep.
See,
That's
this
a
kind of
little
stuff
girl.
pisses me off.
Yeah, that's a little girl, man. YouTube out there listening, leave your comment. Let us know what you think on that. But she's a whore. Ain't no sugarcoating.
You said that already.
She's a whore. She's a whore. Dirty, filthy whore. Yeah, that's disgusting.
But you know, I pray for him. My heart goes out to him and that child.
Yeah. So anything, we about to be out here, man. Anything you want to say before we shut this down?
Arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor.
I don't think they're gonna do it. You know.
Convict them with murder.
Like I said earlier, man, people don't give up out there. It's tough. We're frustrated. You know, we've seen this movie before, but let's just keep pushing, man. Let's keep praying. And again, people out there listening, YouTube, man, subscribe, hit the bell. Check us out, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple, all that good stuff, man. Thomas Gang, and we out.
All right.